Okay, end of the day, it's kind of dark outside. Excuse me, which this time of year, yeah, that happens. We already know all this. But anyhow, it's not what this video is about. Be sure to join the Discord down in the description box below. Someone sent me this Ask HershNoeie question. It was a very simple one, and I thought it was a good one to touch on. But someone said, hey, Hersh, what are you most thankful for? Not considering family or your business and things like that, what are you most thankful for? I know it's a little bit early, but it's never too early for saying your thanks. That's a good question. And I know what they mean by it's a little too early. A lot of people talk about what they're thankful for during Thanksgiving, and I know that we're in the month of that. But to be honest with you, yeah, I'm thankful every single day. I talk about how blessed I am with the family that I have. And so I'm still going to touch on it and talk about it. Now we'll talk about what I'm thankful for outside of my family, but I'm extremely blessed to have 3 talented daughters who are amazing and challenging, but amazing every single day. I get the chance to interact with them, be a part of their lives. Is just an amazing day that I'm thankful for. They have taught me so much, and I'm still learning so much from them. And when I think I know everything, it's like, nope, there's something different. And so I'm really, really blessed and thankful for them. I have an amazing wife who I adore and love, who I get a lot of strength from. She gets a lot of strength from me. Like, we're literally perfect in every way to be together. I'm not saying we live a perfect life and that we don't have, our disagreements and all of that. We do. But it's rare that I can name on one hand how many arguments we've had our entire relationship, not counting our entire marriage. When we were dating, there was quite a few. But since we've been married, I can count on one hand the arguments we've had, serious arguments. And we just don't really argue. There's a lot of things we disagree with. There's things that she annoys me. And there's things that I annoy her with too. All the time, right? But we talk about how, like, if she's having a bad day, I can easily help get her out of that day. And sometimes she comes to me with a lot of the issues and problems that she's dealing with. I have 2 different things to drink from. Anyway, and I'm able to help steer her, or I'm having a crappy time and she's able to balance me. So we're there for each other when we need it. Thankfully, we're never both down typically at the same time, but she's just amazing. She's everything that I need in my life. So I'm beyond thankful for her. But I'm also, and of course, my business. I'm very thankful for, the business that I have, the opportunities that I have had over my life. I'm very thankful for those things. But I'm going to say overall what I'm thankful for, since you said I can't mention family and business. And I put investments and things like that in there too, because I have those. I am very thankful for the community that I live in. I'm very proud of the community that I live in. The Tacoma is, and I don't know why. I don't mean that to sound kind of crass. I don't know why I have such a love for the city. There's not any one particular thing. I just do. I can't explain that. When people ask me, I'm like, I can't explain it. I just love the city. I love the city. There's been times when we've thought about going back to the Midwest, or maybe into Kentucky and different things like that. But then we sit and think, like, yeah, we do get a lot of benefit by going to those places, but then we lose out on a lot of things too. And so Noelle we were talking about the other day, and she was like, yeah, but what about if she was looking at houses, and of course houses back in the Midwest and in Bowling Green are going to be super cheap compared to here. Houses in Indianapolis are cheap, right? Not all. I mean, there's some people that live in baller houses, don't get me wrong, but the vast majority of stuff that we're looking at because houses are so expensive here, heck, we can live like kings and queens there. You know what I mean? Like, it's very enticing to be able to sell a house here knowing that you can sell it within a week, 2 weeks at the most. It'd be crazy if it took 2 weeks for a house to be on the market and it hasn't sold here. It's kind of, something's really wrong, right? But you can sell a house here and literally pay for a whole complete brand new updated top tier house in Indianapolis. Houses are actually more expensive in Bowling Green than Indianapolis. I know I'm way on a tangent here. I know it, but I'll get back. But anyway, so it's very enticing to want to move. But to be honest with you, hold on one second. So anyway, yeah, so it's enticing. But what you do lose in that is obvious, you know, the scenery. You lose the beaches. You lose all of that. Some of the stuff that's here that drew us here to begin with. And the biggest thing is the community. I cannot say enough about the community. And when I say the community, I'm talking about the whole, everything, the good and the bad, right? There's just something special about being in Tacoma that I didn't feel up in Seattle. Nothing against Seattle. Seattle is amazing, and I wish that some of the good fortunes that happen in Bellevue and Seattle, I just wish we had like 1% of that. But to be honest with you, Tacoma is just an amazing city overall. There's not enough that I can say about the city that would do it justice. It's just such a really cool place. And the quality of life here is really, really good. So I'm thankful for that. There's a lot of people that try to come here and can't make it for whatever reason, or they can't get here. And so I'm very, very thankful, that I'm actually here. The people that I have to come in contact with are great people. Not counting just the people that go to our studio. We have not met anybody, I should say, I haven't met anybody that has been to our studio that's been an issue. Everyone comes in with a smile. Everyone's happy. It's just, I like it. I don't know what to say. You know what I mean? Like, I'm thankful for that. Like, people here will greet you on the street. I didn't get that up in Seattle. People are just more warm. You're more able to be a part of your community. You're more able to be, you know, if that's what you're seeking, you're more able to get involved in things here than you are, let's say, in Indianapolis or in other places that I've lived. It's just way different. And so that is something that I'm really, really thankful for, is that we have a pretty decent sized city. It's not too small. It's not too big. It's just right in that middle spot that affords you a lot of different opportunities really close to your fingertips. Hold on. Okay, so Noelle's not here, but she uses the intercom. She's somewhere, and she uses the intercom to talk to us. It's funny. But anyway, so I've already told Zoe. So I think Tacoma is booming for many reasons. Some people chalk it up to, oh, it's affordable and this, that, and the other, and they really minimalize it. And for many, that may be it. But I think for many, they stay because of a lot of things that I mentioned. It's a really great community. It does have its points. People will point out social ills that are everywhere, right? And I've said that. You know, if it's kind of like Tacoma has to walk on water in order for it to be a valid, good city. And it's just impossible. And you have some people who just don't like the politics. So because they don't like the politics, they judge the whole city as being a negative when that's not the case. Or they will create some sort of whatever in their head about the city. And that's their prerogative. That's whatever. But the reality is completely different. And it's not to say that there's not things that can't be fixed or worked on or improved or whatever. That is true. But overall, when you look at the grand scheme of things, and you look at some of the things that people call a big problem, and then you've lived other places and you're like, really? It's not really that big of an issue when you look at other places. But it's all about perspective, and I'm learning a lot by being here also. I'm one city that I've learned a lot from has been Tacoma. I'm learning a lot. Maybe it's a combination of my age. I don't know, but I'm learning a lot of things just by being here that I don't know would necessarily be the case if I lived someplace else. Maybe. But to answer your question, what am I most thankful for? I would have to say is the community that I'm in, the city that I'm in. I'm most thankful for just that whole experience, everything that's here. How engaged the community is, how focused the community is, how the community is growing, and just everything. The transportation system that they're trying to build, the energy and synergy that's downtown, the arts community here that's amazing, the business community here that's amazing. You know, the camaraderie. You have a lot of partnerships that are not necessarily on paper or not necessarily for financial gain, but people do partnerships and try to make things happen. I've actually tried to do that too with two separate businesses. I'm not getting anything out of it other than saying, hey, I want to help you out, because we've had that. We've had businesses here who didn't get a dime and offered to help us. And if they didn't do that, we wouldn't be where we are today for our studio. So it's that mentality. It's really a helping hand type of city. You can say what you want. You can talk about and make fun of the smells or people that you think are the whole city is crip walking, and you may talk about the homeless. You may do all these things that you may think scare people away from Tacoma, but the reality at the end of the day is a city that has a can-do attitude. It is the grit city. It's going to always be the grit city. There's going to always be parts of Tacoma that's gritty. If it's not, I think that would take away from the city itself. And it's a city that people are very proud of, and they should be. This city has come a long way and done a lot in a very short amount of time to be where it is today. It's one of those cities that, even though it went through so much, if you look back in the past 50 years, it's been through so much, but it never at one point in time did its population go negative. It's always gained population. So that's what I'm most thankful for. Anyhow, I hope you guys join the Discord down in the description box below. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and comment. And until next time, I will see you. Take care.